Attention please. This uploading is only for educational purpose. No intention to infringe copyrights. Learning English with subtitles. GPITRAL. Follow us.
Just next to all this wilderness, people come to Palm Springs for rest and relaxation. It's not always so restful.
Caption, Hellhound, a sign for Pebble Beach.
In a golf course community, you don't think of coyotes roaming around when the moon comes out and they're all hungry and roaming around looking for dinner. We've heard a lot of animalistic noises near the golf course over the years, particularly in the evening.
And some of these animalistic noises are attributed to creatures far larger, far more bloodthirsty than coyotes. The legendary hellhound, mongrel bearers of death. Black as charcoal, glowing eyes, razor fangs.
There's sightings of hellhounds reported really worldwide, and they've been occurring for centuries now. Specifically, there have been sightings across the U.S., all the way over to the western portions of California.
I've read about hellhounds being seen, which are vicious astral dogs with sharp teeth and sometimes red eyes, and able to move at incredible speeds, like no physical being can move that fast.
We knew it was created by a group of demons for certain purposes, like to collect souls, to make sure these souls, these lost souls, don't go to heaven, that they're taken to hell. That's the whole purpose. They're there to collect your soul, to make sure your soul doesn't get to heaven, and to take it to hell for the demons.
Imagine these creatures veered from the backcountry and set their sights on suburbia. Residents of a neighborhood in Palm Springs are still trying to understand what happened one rainy night in early 2013.
We're sitting down watching television. I told my wife I'm going to go out and lock the gate, which we like to do when it gets dark, just for security purposes.
He kisses his wife and goes outside into the rain and darkness. He walks up to his iron gates and locks them. A shadow passes outside the gates.
It sounded like growling. I could hear him breathing real hard. I looked across the street and it just blew me away. These big monster animals looked kind of like a dog, but they had a head of a wolf. But they were bigger than a wolf. I really was terrified. They were running real fast. They were unlike anything I'd ever seen. These weren't hound dogs, these are hellhounds.
They run in front of the house. A sign for Palm Springs, a man in shorts near a swimming pool.
When Ron Palfrey retired from the printing business 15 years ago, he and his wife moved to their dream house along a golf course in Palm Springs. One April evening in 2013, that dream turned into a hellhound nightmare.
Fault lightning. Dogs run in front of a house. Ron locks iron gates in the rain. A dog runs across the street. Ron peers into the darkness.
I just saw these big monster animals. They looked like dogs, but they were big dogs with a wolf's head. You know, it scared the hell out of me. They were really aggressive. They looked bloodthirsty. I was actually scared for my life. I immediately came running in and locked the front door of the house.
Ron came running in the house. He was beside himself. He said he saw these animals run across the street, and he was just scared because he said he wasn't sure what in the heck it was.
Hellhounds. Stories about the monstrous canines go back to biblical times.
The hellhound is steeped in mystery. They either have control over fire, or in some cases they can possibly breathe fire. According to the legend, you definitely don't want to look this thing in the eyes. I mean, that'd be the last thing you want to do. They're powerful dogs. They're just going to chase you down. So, if you encounter one of these things, you really, you better run. That's all I can say.
A view across Palm Springs at sunset to the mountains, the sunny golf course, a golf buggy.
While Ron Palfrey was in the midst of his nightmare that evening, his neighbor Jim Flood slept soundly, unaware that something wicked had come to call. After many years of running a public relations agency in LA, Jim Flood also retired to Palm Springs.
The pace in Palm Springs is a lot slower. It's a lot more relaxed. In many places, they don't have street lights because they want people to be able to see the stars at night. We walk in the evening, we walk at dusk, we walk in the morning, we walk at dark. It's in Palm Springs, it's pretty comfortable and very safe.
But that feeling of security was about to change.
Well, that morning, it was a typical Sunday morning for us. I usually get up around 6:30. I walked out to pick up the Sunday paper. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed something like a little reflector or a piece that looked like it was part of the car lying on the gravel. Went over there and took a look at it. I couldn't believe what I saw.
Then Jim saw the cover on his car ripped and torn.
Hey, honey, come out here.
I thought immediately that somebody had vandalized the car.
Honey.
What's wrong?
Vandals are not normal, particularly in our neighborhood. We thought, well, we better call the police. I like my car a lot. It's a BMW 328i, hardtop convertible. I keep it covered because there's a little bit of sand particles flying around in the atmosphere down there, day and night, even when the wind isn't blowing. So just to protect the finish.
Looking at the front.
Vandalism is painful. This damage was entirely different.
The police came out and they said, you know what? This wasn't mischief by any kids or anything. This was some kind of an animal that did this.
I couldn't believe what I saw. Metal was torn, plastic was torn. I mean, it was amazing.
It's torn all to pieces.
They literally tore off left side of his bumper.
The entire cover around where the wheel is totally ripped off and lying next to it. It had to be something that was strong. There were teeth marks. They were like fangs, and they're huge, big holes. And then there was a little bit of saliva or something on the fender.
And then over here, look at these paw prints. That's what it looks like to me.
Paw prints on the driveway. Big. It was hard to figure. It was really hard to figure what the heck happened.
The car cover ripped, fang marks on the bumper, and paw prints on the ground.
Jim.
And that's when I put 2 and 2 together and said, Jim, I think I saw those animals.
Ron told us about the 2 large animals that he saw across the street from his house, running towards our house. He said, obviously chasing something. They were running pretty fast. When you think about the strength of whatever animal that could do this to an automobile, to the metal, it's hard to know what they would do to a person.
It scared the hell out of me. These are really weird animals. I mean, they're a different breed totally than what I've ever seen before.
I wouldn't expect to see any kind of a big hairy beast in Palm Springs at all.
These kind of things don't happen. It was something totally out of space that this could ever happen in this neighborhood.
Soon, whispers about hellhounds started entering the conversation in the area.
Well, there was a sweet little lady that came by that morning. We found out about Jim's car, and she asked if she could put a lost cat sign on our mailbox. The cat went out that same night where these animals were on the prowl, and I told her the story about these wolf-like looking animals, and she said, oh my Lord, those are those hellhounds. That cat never showed up again.
Sunset, the city at night.
When Jim Flood took his car in to get repaired, his mechanic wasn't surprised.
He said that he saw this big animal, running up a canyon right behind the dealership. And he said it would look bigger than a big dog, really huge. He couldn't identify what it was.
A sign for Palm Springs on a wall, a palm-fringed road.
Where towns bump up against rough country and family homes are set close to the wild. Those are the places mysterious beasts are found to be lurking.
Now, when I go outside, I'm a lot more cautious than I used to be.
The unknown is kind of scary, and I really don't know what to expect.
When I go to the mountains now, I feel like I'm the hunted. I'm the prey, right? I'm not the apex predator anymore. They are. They live in the woods. They're ninjas of the forest. They can hide. They could be 5 feet from you and you don't even know it. Anytime they want, they could jump out and pop your head off.
The end.
Carry you away.